Hey everyone, Mark Russo here, and today it's all about you, the busy golfer. If you've got a family, job, and are struggling to get to the range to practice, and all you can do is play on the weekends, today's video is about helping you find ways at home to improve your iron game especially, and feel like you're making progress and improving your game. Let's get to work. Okay everyone, well welcome in, and today we're going to help you, the busy golfer, get better at golf. On my lesson tee, I specialize in teaching people who have a lot going on in their lives, okay? And the question I always ask them, and usually they answer the question much like they answer the dentist when the dentist asks them if they floss, is, do you practice? And from my perspective, I just want an honest answer. And a lot of them do that. They simply can't get to the range and practice as much as they would like. They love the game, but they can only have the time to play on the weekends. And so for today, we're gonna try and help you with some simple tools to get better at golf at home, all right? So let's get to it. First off, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with a few items here. I've got them kind of spread out around me here. I've got 2 alignment rods, an additional one for alignment here, which we can talk about. I've got a shaft here as well that we'll use, an impact bag, and my good old buddy, the can of Dr. Scholl's foot powder, which is great for a whole host of things, okay? So we're gonna talk about that and what we're gonna use everything for. First off, let's start with the lowest hanging fruit, your grip. Now what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna ditch my iron and just grab one of my alignment rods here. From a grip perspective, let's be honest, not super exciting, okay? However, very important. If you need to work on your grip, here's what I would suggest. If you want to create a really good looking grip that functions well, grab an alignment rod. I believe that to have the correct pressure points in your hands, you've got to do it with something that's much thinner than a golf club, because you will learn to put the club in the right places. So let's talk about that. Grab the alignment rod from the top. Never grab a golf club from underneath, okay? Watch good golfers, you'll never see them do that, okay? So they'll grab it from the top, in your bottom 3 fingers here, bottom of your palm, okay? And the pressure points should be through those 3 fingers. And I'm gonna go 2 knuckles here, okay? I don't need 4, we're not driving a motorcycle, okay? I need 2 here, and my thumb is on the right side, okay? What I want you to understand is when I put it in the correct place in my fingers and the bottom of my palm, you can pull on it and you can't get it from me. And I can take these 2 fingers off. That's a solid grip, okay? You're gonna get your right hand on, and maybe you're an interlocker or an overlapper, maybe even a 10-finger player. Keep your hands together if you're a 10-finger. Get that hand coming in, get it in the knuckle joints here, wrap it over, and cover that thumb on your left hand. And here's what you should feel. 3 pressure points. 1, 2, and 3 with these 2 right here. If I put my hands on it, you'll see that they look like I'm in the fingers here, but if you were to grab it from your perspective, you'd never be able to pull it out of my hands. And how tight should I hold it? Well, I get that question a lot, and I think it's really, really important. The whole idea that you're gonna hold the club like a bird or like a tube of toothpaste or some of that old stuff just doesn't fly with me. Remember, we're swinging a metal object at the end of a stick. We better hold on. So from my perspective, I teach my students for their stock golf shots, maybe for a short shot around the green we'll go lighter, or with putter, different animal, 7 out of 10. So 10 is a death grip. I want 7 out of 10 minimum, okay? That doesn't mean the pressure goes up into your arms and your shoulders, but my arms are relaxed, but I've got this thing really solid, okay? Work on your grip with a stick, and when you put your hands on the golf club, okay, we'll switch on back to our golf club here, what you'll feel is those pressure points will show up, even if I'm grabbing something much thicker like a shaft of the club with a grip on. And now you'll have that club under control and not in deep places in your palm or way up in your left hand, and you'll have a much better grip that's gonna function way better. Easy, low-hanging thing. You can do that while you're watching your favorite streaming show at home. Second step for your home practice situation. We'll throw our stick over here. I've got another stick here, and we're just gonna work on balance, okay? I use a Swing Catalyst force plate every day, and so I get a lot of data and a lot of visuals of what people are doing in their swings. And here's one thing that I think is a killer: falling onto your toes. And so what I do with a lot of my students is we get a stick and put that stick right through the middle of their feet. And I am evenly pressing the stick into the ground. Front to back, I'm even. Left to right, I'm even. Very balanced. I want to start to teach them how to then take their posture, bending from the waist, slightly bending the knees, and feel like they are evenly balanced, still pushing the stick evenly through the ground. Many of you will be this way, or you'll be so close to it, you'll be on your heels falling this direction. Falling on your toes on the downswing, in my opinion, is a real killer in the golf swing, because remember, when you are going to your toes, your number one priority is not to fall on your face. So it's very difficult to control strike when you're doing that. So take your stick, get it evenly placed through the middle of your feet, okay? Very balanced, heel to toe. Basically, most of my balance is from where my laces are here, back to here. I'm not pushing down into my toes. And I'll just take a club. You can take your other stick, put it across here, and all I want you doing is turn, feel pressure down through the stick, again, from the laces back mostly, push over, equal back and through, left and right, and again, laces back, and then pivot around. Pressure is from the laces back here, very little on the toe, a lot more into the left heel here, and up on my right toe. A lot of you will be here, falling into your toes, falling forward, and then you struggle to get yourself around and into a finish. And it robs you of not only of contact, but of speed. So get really good at this for me, your balance point drill. It'll start to free you up, because remember too, when we fall on our toes, from here up, this is a lot of weight. So if I'm falling forward and I'm moving into that, all this weight is moving out here, okay? Very difficult to manage it. So turn over it, laces, evenly along. A lot of times the analogy I'll use too is, if you can imagine, I'm standing on top of a fence, okay? The fence is maybe this thick, and you said, Mark, you got to stand on top of this fence, you got to get in a posture, and you got to make a golf swing like this. The only way I'm going to do that is to stay balanced across the fence. If I go forward or back, I fall into the yard, okay? So make sure you're working on this balance for me. And then maybe take the club, get out in the yard or a place safe at home, and start making some swings for me, feeling the same thing. Working along the stick, find the ground, okay? Two big things you can work on. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our foot powder spray, okay? We're gonna spray the face. Many of you have seen this one. This is pretty old at this point, but super helpful. But we're also gonna put a line on your mat or the ground here. And we're gonna put 2 tees just outside the club head, okay? Now, if you can't hit a ball at home, you can still improve. So here's what I want you to do. Remember, what do we want to hit first? We want to hit the ball first and the ground second. So you should be making swings every day with your tees or 2 obstacles. If you're on a mat, you can just put 2 soft obstacles, coasters, rolled up socks, whatever you want to use, okay? And making some swings for me, navigating the tees. And you should be able to miss the tees and hit the ground left of the line, okay? For the right-handed golfer, of course. So you've got to get really good at doing 2 things. You are managing where the club head travels this way and front to back. A very important skill for you to have. If you can get good at getting the club to miss the tees and hitting the ground consistently in the same place, your ball striking is going to get better, even when you go to the course on the weekend and that's all you do, okay? So we want to make sure that we're working on that as much as we can. So you draw your line, you get your setup. We'll go ahead and throw one in there for me, okay? We'll put it on a tee if you're on the grass, okay? You can do that, or we can put it right on the ground, that's fine too. That's how we're playing the game, but we can start that way, all right? And what we're gonna try and do here is just navigate the gate here. And if you, by the way, if you have a mat and a net and you can hit, here's what I would do also. Set up your station and also either put 2 pieces of tape on your net, okay? For a starting line like I did here in front of me, so that's the visual here. So you can at least get a sense, if you're not measuring with a device at home, where the ball's starting into the net. Drive it through the gate, okay? So that's gonna be our goal here, is to see if we can make it happen, all right? okay? So we started through the gate, we hit the ball first, slightly thin, but my ball mark is right in the middle of the face. I'm gonna be able to play from there. If you can manage the low point and where we're hitting it on the face, we're gonna make much, much better contact when we go out on the golf course, okay? So really important that you can create this station in any sense, even if you're just making practice swings. So last one for you, club face control. This is a great way to work on contact, but it's not a guarantee for where the face points. So we can work on that too, okay? So one thing I like to do with people is, and you can work on this at home, again, you could be watching your favorite show, you're gonna take a club and just lay it on the ground here, okay? And we'll take out the tees here for a second. And all we're gonna do is square the face up against the club. You're gonna take your setup, remember where your balance points need to be, okay? And all you're gonna do is make some movements for me back to impact. Can you do a couple of things here for me? Can you square the face back up to the shaft? That's number one. Number two, is the shaft leaning forward slightly at impact, not back here? You'll notice what the face does differently when you do that. And are you 75% of your pressure on your forward side at impact? Many of you might be back here, the shaft is this way, the face is all over the place, and maybe I even hit the ground back here. So work that slowly for me. Up to the top, shift, square the face, okay? And I'd encourage you when you do this, do it really slow. Get good at doing it this slow, and don't overthink so much about how you're getting there. Work the movement down and square that face. Weight left, okay? There's a lot of ways to do it. Additionally, what you could also do is take a towel and we could just make a slight arc on the ground if we want to follow as well. But in this case, we're just gonna get some movement happening where you're squaring the face regularly. And once you get comfortable with that, you'll have a better sense of it. And I'd also encourage you to do it incorrectly to learn better. So what you might do is, you might do it incorrectly a couple times. Come through, where's the face? That's to the right, that ball's going right. That face is closed or pointed to the left, the ball's going left. Okay, now I have the spectrum, one side or the other, and then I'm gonna do it correctly. Can I square it up? Boom, there we are, okay? Again, making sure you're doing this slowly. So the whole point here, just to kind of put it all together for you, is with some simple tools, okay? We've got a couple of sticks, some foot powder. You can also get yourself, I didn't use this, but you could use the impact bag where you can do some work with the impact bag, okay? And do the same thing. Square it up, handle forward, face square. You can do either, okay? But with some simple tools here, I think you can get a lot better at this game by simply doing some movements on a daily basis. And remember, just do it a little bit every day. Every little bit counts. You could do 0 or you could do 5 minutes worth of work. Which is better? In my opinion, the 5 minutes a day is gonna make a huge difference. Have a plan, pick one maybe that you do each day and work your way through it, much like a workout routine, okay? And I promise you, if you do these drills and do them with purpose, you're gonna get better and the weekend golf is gonna get a lot better. Hope that helps, and we'll see you on the lesson tee.